At your command.
The campaign begins.
I knew you'd miss me. For justice. Hold that pose! Rain outlines your fate. Witness the power of...
Shine down!
Breaking news!
Getting here!
There is no escape!
No, my sword!
Going under! Frost is coming! Getting here! Frost is coming! Getting here!
Say cheese!
Hard-hitting illusion shattered! Torn to oblivion!
Went too far.
There is no escape!
Let me leave you a verse.
Frost is coming! Commencing cleanup! Hair! Getting here! Frost is coming! Hair!
Hold that pose! Rain outlines your fate. Ring cutter.
Going under! Getting here! Hair! Getting here! Hair! Getting here!
Breaking news! Say cheese! Time to act. Smile!
Shine down!
Frost is coming! Getting here! Frost is coming! Hair!
Hard-hitting exclusive! Witness the power.
Now you shall perish!
Dead reckoning! Frost is coming! Getting here! Frost is coming!
Breaking news! Say cheese! Ring cutter! No, my sword!
Illusion shattered!
Getting here!
It's easy to fix a machine when you know how it's built and how it works. But people, they're much more difficult.
The threads of your fate lie in my hands. Is it time for a magic?
Place. Do you still remember the first time we came here? And when we told her that Rex Lapis had been assassinated? We probably don't need to bring any offerings now that we... Huh? Traveler? Did something catch your eye? Whoa. What a pretty lady. Is she also here to visit Cloud Retainer? Yeah, you're right. All it takes is one look and you can tell she's someone special. Okay, but if we're both friends of Cloud Retainer, then we're basically friends by association, right? Helping you make more connections is a part of Paimon... hello? Paimon is Paimon! And this is the Traveler. Paimon doesn't think we've met, but we're also friends of Cloud Retainer. May we have the pleasure of learning your name, Madam Adeptus?
You two... What is this tomfoolery? Has this shift in form so clouded your eyes that you no longer recognize one anymore?
Wait, you're... Huh? You're the illuminated bird? But you look... human!
Oh, donning human form is scarcely any test of one's abilities. As for your confusion, one merely had no reason to indulge such inclinations before.
So, you're indulging now because...
Well, one has made plans to pay a visit to some disciples at Liyue Harbor. Taking on a human form for such a trip is simply a way to make matters less conspicuous.
You? Worrying about keeping a low profile? You're the one who likes to pop up out of nowhere all over the place. In fact... Hey, didn't we agree not to bring that up unless she asked?
Oh? So you have taken care to follow the proper rules of etiquette after all.
Well, this is all Paimon's got. You don't mind, right?
One has never found oneself lacking in basic comforts. On the contrary, it is the gesture that one values above all else. So long as you've shown proper respect and consideration.
That kinda makes Paimon feel a little guilty for trying to keep them for herself. Ah, right. So by disciples, you must mean Ganyu and Shenhe. It's also been a while since we last saw them.
One planned to extend the invitation even if you had not raised the matter yourself. However, one would first inquire as to the reason behind your visit here.
Yeah, we just found ourselves missing you and wanted to see how you were doing. We were hoping you'd tell us one of your stories. Who knew we'd run into your human form while we were at it?
Is that so? If there are no urgent matters at hand, then let us make haste for Liyue Harbor. Ganyu is likely still working at Yuehai Pavilion, so that...
Sounds great! Then let's all go to
Ganyu has been quite busy with work as of late. One can count... Shenhe has also secured employment recently. In her correspondence with me, she wrote that she shall have no need to return for the foreseeable future. Did they think one was so easily mollified? One shall investigate everything with one's own eyes and decide for oneself if their living conditions are satisfactory.
High Pavilion. Hey, do you think Ganyu will be shocked to see Cloud Retainer like this? Guess we have no idea if Shenhe and Ganyu have ever seen her in this form before. Wait, where did she go? Why are you just standing there, Cloud Retainer?
Quietly now. One shall stay here. You two can go and meet with her.
But why?
If one were to proudly proclaim one's presence, Ganyu would surely profess herself otherwise unoccupied and drop everything to attend to one's visit. One fears that would only result in her staying up all night to make up for lost time. One does not wish to trouble her. Conversing vicariously via you two shall suffice.
Fair enough. Makes sense. Alright then, we'll just pass on your
Cloud Retainer?
Oh,
Oh! Busted.
Is that lady someone you know, Miss?
She is indeed. I'm sorry, Huixin, but could we delay the upcoming meeting for a little bit? I believe my schedule today is quite full. Although...
Oh, not to worry, Miss Ganyu. I'll make the necessary arrangements.
Thank you, Huixin.
It's been a while, Ganyu!
Greetings. What brings you here today? And Cloud Retainer, too. It's been quite some time since I last saw you in this form.
you are quite mistaken. One is not acquainted with this Cloud Retainer of whom you speak. One is simply a mere mortal passerby.
Huh?
Seems she's not buying it.
That was but a simple test. One did not expect you to be able to recognize one so easily.
But recognizing you is, my responsibility as your disciple.
An apt observation. One was simply passing by while attending to some important business. One thought it would only be fitting to pay you a visit.
Wait, Paimon wasn't aware of any important... Oh, Cloud Retainer's right! We've still got something.
Oh, is that so?
One simply desired to see you, and
I understand.
while one acknowledges the amount of work that you have to deal with every day, one must also remind you to rest. Though Adepti blood flows through your veins, it still makes one nostalgic to see you as you are now, respected and independent. When you were young, you oft begged one to cuddle you to sleep when you suffered from nightmares.
Cloud Retainer! Stop!
If you insist. We are running short on time regardless, so one will refrain from going into each and every story.
Wow, you've been to so many new places since the last time we spoke. If you ever need anything, please just come find me at Yue High Pavilion. Also, forgive me for my presumptuousness, Cloud.
A human name? Huh. You raise a valid point. Considering the sheer extent...
You really think so?
You presume to know the extent of one's illustrious achievements. One would hardly think such a thing to be possible. Nevertheless, Ganyu's advice cannot be ignored. From this point on, when in public occasions...
Canyon?
An Adeptus...
Oh, that sounds super cool!
Actually, those lines were originally written to describe...
Huh? Wait, so you're really that powerful?
And what of it? Did you
Not
To be fair, Cloud Retainer rarely speaks of her past accomplishments. It is said that once, although I did not on top of the drought, the books had this to... Upon arrival, the...
Wow. That's incredible.
mortal wreck...
Even so, you... Oh, Paimon suddenly has a lot more...
How Well, that is quite enough ancient history for now. Ganyu, have you had word from Shenhe? One has heard that she... Moreover...
That is a lot...
There is no cause for concern. Wanmin rest...
I see.
Huh?
Can that wait?
You may return to...
Of course, Cloud Retainer. Please, take care. Traveler?
See you around. Whew. Paimon was pretty quick on the uptake there, don't you think? As soon as As you mentioned important business to attend to, Paimon realized that you were just looking to cut the conversation short.
No, in fact, it was not an excuse. One is indeed visiting Liyue Harbor for an important purpose.
Wait, for real?
The moment is not yet upon us. Still, the truth will be revealed to you in time.
Huh. She really seems to be playing up the whole mysterious Adeptus thing right now. Is it because we just heard that cool story about her powers?
You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, how can I not? Not even fine food is enough to distract from the presence of a fine lady, eh?
Oh, I'm far more interested in getting her details than ordering any dishes. Hey, how about you ask her?
You do it!
No. I think you should. Wait, she's coming.
What can I get for you today?
Greetings, miss. I was just wondering if you'd be willing to...
What would you like to order?
2 servings of Mora meat to go. Good chat. Bye.
Shenhe!
Welcome. It's been a while. May I take your order?
Don't welcome us as guests and greet us as old friends in the same line. It's weird.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and this is?
This is Miss Xinyun.
Master?
Huh?
One does not recall ever revealing this form to you before. How were you able to ascertain one's true identity with such ease?
I've trained and lived with Master for more than 10 years. I would recognize you no matter what form you take.
You...
Is something the matter, Master?
Hardly. One simply learned of your employment from your letter and came to check on...
And check out the great food.
Indeed. It's almost lunchtime.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler in Paimon. Are you here for Shenhe? The lunch rush isn't in yet, Shenhe. So, I've got things covered for now. Go ahead, sit down and enjoy some time with your friends. I'll let you know if things pick up.
Thank you, Chef Mao.
It is just as one expected. The owner of Wanmin Restaurant is indeed a most reasonable and accommodating human. Still, the work here entails dealing with quite a varied group of people. Has this been difficult for you, Shenhe?
It's been manageable so far. I sometimes run into strange people, but I have figured out a way to deal with them.
Seems like you've been making progress.
First, I tried to talk...
Oh, a sensible plan.
And you, Master?
Simply marvelous.
I see. I have missed Master quite...
Oh,
Whoa.
By the way,
indeed.
Ganyu told...
I see.
Oh?
Is that a problem, Master? I believe this to be...
No, not a problem. One was simply caught off guard. But no matter. Please, proceed. One is most curious to see how much of one's own conversational prowess you possess.
Master once participated in a race against Mooncarver. After Mooncarver lost, he insisted that Master's ability to fly gave her a natural edge in such a contest. In response, Master agreed to forego flying in return for being able to use one of her...
Huh. What kind of device was...
It was a mechanical vehicle made out of iron. What was it called again?
Oh, you refer to the bicyclical Thunder Flashmobile. Oh, it boggles the mind why Mooncarver ever supposed he might best me in a contest of locomotion. Though he sprinted with all his might, he... Alas, the one flaw of my mechanism lay in its weakness against mountainous terrain. One was thwarted mere seconds from victory, when it was thrown off course and failed to make it across the final stretch.
Master, that was the end of that story.
Is that so? With you gone, one has seldom felt the desire to call upon those old fossils for another contest.
Have you been lonely, Master?
Lonely? At one's age, entire human generations come and go in the blink of an eye. Even one's own self-directed musings can span several... 'Tis a most foreign sentiment. The mere mention of it is preposterous. What is the reason for that look upon your face?
It's nothing. It's just... Well, Paimon gained a lot of respect for you after... I was just a little bit confused.
To me, they are both, Master.
Well, this is not to say that your words paint an
She got, like...
Do you have any empty tables?
Hey there, could we get another fish stew?
I'm hearing more guests come in. I should get back to work.
All right, good luck with the lunchtime...
I'll try my best.
So much yummy food! Paimon's gonna feast!
One is fond of all kinds of delicacies and delights in a multitude of flavors. The dishes here demonstrate no shortage of culinary skill. Their unique flavor profile has left one more than satisfied.
Everything's so tasty! A bit too hot at times, but still super tasty.
I'm sorry, miss, but our tables are full.
Shall we try somewhere else, Granny?
But it smells so delightful. Can we really not eat here?
Well, you could always check with some of the other guests and see if anyone's happy to share a table.
Okay, I'll ask around. Excuse me. Would you mind letting us share a table with you? There are no empty tables left, so... Ah, well, Paimon doesn't mind. What about you guys? Great! Thanks so much. My name is Shuyu, and this is my granny, Yuendai. Granny? Yep. Is there something wrong with that? No, Paimon's just a bit surprised. She looks so young. Yeah, a lot of people compliment Granny on her youthful looks, but she's actually much older than she appears. Granny, why don't you take a seat? Come on, it's not polite to stare.
Have we met before?
No.
'Tis a fated meeting, then. Please, take a seat.
What would you like to eat, Granny? I can order for you.
I want braised earthworms. They always pop up out of the ground after a rainstorm.
No, not this again. Granny, there's no braised earthworms on the menu. Braised earthworms? Well, that sounds weird. Do people actually eat that? Right, that's what Paimon was thinking too. Need any help? Help? Oh, do you mean with Granny? Thanks, that's nice of you to offer. Granny has pretty bad dementia, so her memory's getting worse all the time. She's always saying things that sound kinda confusing. Actually, her memory's been bad ever since I was little. But it's gotten so bad lately that I even have to remind her who I am every morning. They died young. It's just me and Granny now. Oh, but it's okay. Don't feel bad. Granny loves me a lot, and I love her a lot too. Sure, it's hard at times, but you just gotta make the best of the life you've got. Wow, you're really tough for your age, kid. You're too kind.
And me? What about me?
You're tough too, Granny. Plus, you're really gentle, and you're always there for me.
Yes, and it's hardly as if I forget everything. I still remember the important things. Wait, what was that really important thing again? Ah, I remember now. It was a dream. I had a dream where everything was dark. Someone was standing in front of me.
Huh? That sounds super important. But how come you've never told me about it before?
It was just a dream, so I forgot about it. But I'm in a good mood now, and somehow I remembered it again. You know, I believe I've had this dream a great many times. But just how many times have I had it?
Wait, so you have a reoccurring dream where someone's talking to you? That sounds spooky. Oh, does that mean you're possessed?
Unlikely. Her eyes are clear and her breathing remains calm and level. One sees no signs of possession.
Are you sure?
Who do you take me for? Is one not an adept? Am I not an expert?
You're right. Paimon almost forgot you're the expert. In that case, do you still remember what the person in your dreams looked like, Granny?
Not anymore. Although, I have a sense that she looked rather like me.
A younger version of Gran. This is just getting weirder and weirder. What is going on here?
As one said, fate must have brought us together. You may leave the situation to me.
Are you sure? So, what are your names? Paimon's Paimon.
Just Shenyun is fine.
Thank you all so much for offering to help. But first, I'm sorry for asking, but, how do you want us to pay you back? Oh, we don't need any payment for this. Thank you so much. You're welcome. But Miss Shenyun, what exactly can we do to help out this Granny? All we have to go off is that dream. Where do we start?
That is elementary. Since her dreams portray her younger self, then we shall retrace the steps of her youth. Once we have revisited those places, her memories will likely return.
Sounds like a plan. So, Granny, do you remember which places you went to when you were young?
Why, of course I do. The heavens above, the earth below, the wispy clouds, and the emerald mountain streams.
Okay, taking that as a no. I might have an idea. Once, when I was really little, my dad told me that Granny used to be a martial artist heroine who saved loads of people from a disaster. If it's true, then maybe they wrote about it in the history books or something. A martial arts heroine? Oh, Shinjo knows tons about Liyue's chivalric traditions. If anyone knows about the heroes of the past, it's him. Let's go find him at the Feiyun Commerce Guild.
Are you leaving already? But I'm still hungry.
I'll go order some food, Granny. If there's nothing on the menu you especially want, I'll just get a few different things.
It seems we must part ways for now. The Traveler and Paimon are bound for the Feiyun Commerce Guild, while Yuendai and Shuyu shall remain here and partake of their lunch. As for myself, I have matters to discuss with Streetward Rambler.
Streetward Rambler?
Precisely.
Always wanted to try this place. Everyone, please eat to your heart's content. Today is my treat.
Wow. Leo's really got a lot.
Step on up! Surprise!
Huh. It's you two. What brings you here?
Xingqiu! Great, we found you! We wanted to ask you about something.
That's not a whole lot of information to go off of. I don't know if I can say for sure. I can't pinpoint her identity from your description alone, but considering her age, I am reminded of a nameless heroine who's been featured in various chivalric novels.
Nameless heroine?
That's right. The novels often speak of a great drought from 50 years ago. As the people suffered, a nameless heroine appeared and began to clear away evils. All they knew was that she always acted alone. Later, though, she supposedly fell in love with a similarly noble-minded exorcist from Mount Tianheng. They were well matched in more ways than one. After the drought ended, the heroine and the exorcist left the public eye and began living a reclusive life in them. The way this nameless heroine faded from fame into obscurity later in life is not too dissimilar from Miss Yuendai. I hope that's somewhat helpful.
Thanks a lot, Xingqiu. We knew it'd be worth talking to you.
It's nothing at all. Just something I came across while reading. I did do a bit of extra research on her story.
Well, Paimon still thinks that's super cool. Oh, wait, Xingqiu, if you've read up on her, do you know of any places often associated with her?
Let me think. In the novels, the nameless heroine always appeared near one of 3 places. Wangshu Inn, the area just north of Jueyun Karst, and Qingyun Peak. Perhaps the real-life heroine who inspired the character was also often seen near those 3 places. That would explain why those locations appear in the various novels written about her. You're welcome. To be honest, I found some parts of the story confusing when I first came across it. If Miss Yuendai was indeed the original inspiration for the character, it's rare for a chivalric hero to fade into obscurity during their lifetime, even after retiring from the public eye. But no one ever saw or heard from the nameless heroine again. I've never understood why someone would go to such lengths to erase themselves from public memory. It's almost as if she was trying to hide from something.
We'll be sure to tell you if we manage to uncover the truth.
That's a deal. Perhaps, behind the truth of it all, there lies a story more fantastical than any work of fiction.
Paimon feels like we just learned so much from Xingqiu. A drought, a nameless heroine, a life of seclusion. Wait, why does the story sound super familiar? Oh, right! There's a drought in this story, too! Xingqiu, are droughts super common in Liyue or something?
Well, they used to be. But people have long since... So while droughts do happen from time, the crops withered.
That sounds awful.
Yeah. Still, as terrible as that drought, they say that back in those days, disasters were both more severe and... Do you have any other questions?
We're good for now. We're just going to head back and meet up with Miss Xianyan, and Paimon hopes that Granny Yuendai will be able to remember more of her. Anyway, we'll be off now. See you some other time, Xingqiu. Thank you.
It's no problem at all. Safe travels.
Step on up!
I have recorded the tune that you requested. I hope it will be of help to you.
Oh, thank you. Straightward, Ping, what has amused you so?
Oh, it's no serious matter. I was just reminiscing about the last time I saw you in this form. Time has wrought such change in this world, and yet you appear just the same as ever.
Time has little bearing on one's existence, nor has one keenly felt its effects whilst dwelling at Mount Outsong. Nevertheless,
Oh, why so formal all of a sudden? I must say...
Well, approximately how much more would one need to afford a comfortable life in the harbor?
It does not require as much...
Cloud Retainer, Madam Ping! What are you two talking about?
Nothing save for some trivial matter.
Shinjo has a theory, but let's save it for when Chuyu and Miss Yundai have joined up with us again.
Do not be troubled, young lady.
Thank you so much. What do you think, Chuyu? Does it match up with what you know of your granny?
According to the story, the nameless heroine eventually fell in love with an exorcist from Mount Tianheng. I don't have many memories of him, but there was this one time I found a box in her attic full of a bunch of weird sigils. I think so too. Granny might remember something once she's returned to a familiar place.
What marvelous tea. It's as if I was taking a stroll in the mountains.
Is that so? Then please drink as much as you like.
Thank you.
Okay, since we have the time...
Sure thing. What would you like to know?
I have a secret I want to tell you.
What's wrong, Chuyu?
Well, I've been kind of meaning to ask ever since we started talking in the restaurant, but are you guys all adepti in disguise?
Oh! About that.
Well, you guys just seem super special. Plus, I think I might have heard Miss Shen Yun call herself an adeptus.
Oh, must have been a slip of the tongue. Shen Yun, since you were the one who, misspoke, maybe you can explain to Chuyu here what you really meant by that.
One is indeed an adeptus. Is that of some concern to you?
Huh? I knew it. Well, one time when I was a little kid, I saw a pure white illuminated crane. I had this super high fever, and Granny wasn't around. I was feeling all icky and gross. But then this snowy white crane flew down from the sky. She put me on her back and flew me to her cool Adeptus house and fed me some sort of magic potion. I really wanted to thank her, but I was too sleepy to stay awake, so I never got the chance. So I just kind of wanted to ask if maybe any of you have ever met an Adeptus like that?
A pure white illuminated crane? The only two we've ever met are blue and white and black and brown. Have you ever met one that's pure white, Cloud Retainer?
Never has one met an adeptus with such features. One surmises such a description is but a...
That's weird. Was it really just a dream then? Well, even if it was just in my head, it doesn't matter that much anyway.
Leave it to us! Now that we know the 3 locations, let's go to Wangshu Inn first!
Okay, I'll go get Granny.
Wangshu Inn.
Do you remember this place?
Yes. The fish here is very delicious. I believe
I'll come with.
Paimon's still having some trouble understanding what she's talking about, but if she's so familiar with this place that... Whoa! Shao! What are you doing here all of a sudden? You scared the living daylights out of Paimon!
I sensed a non-human presence and decided to come take a look. If you're here, then there's likely no trouble afoot. I suppose there's no cause for concern. It's been a while, Cloud Retainer. I see you have returned to your previous form. I have indeed. I fought alongside her in this form on many occasions during the Archon War.
Oh, wow! What was she like during the war? Oh, wait, let Paimon take a guess. Was it anything like this?
Behold, the glory of one's newest invention, the Bang Bang Continuous Fire Mechanism. Hands up and surrender, or be prepared to face the full might of the Adepti.
An impressive imitation. Even so, Cloud Retainer was not always as ostentatious as you describe. You may be the Archon War...
A Cloud Retainer who barely talks? Paimon can't picture it. But what happened after that?
Once one had bid farewell to the world of mortals, what use would one still have for such a shape when dwelling between mountain and forest, away from the...
After the war, Cloud Retainer retired to Mount Outsong. Although I do believe there was an occasion some 30-odd years ago.
One believes there is little need to relive by...
Granny, are you okay?
Back then, at this place,
Perhaps this conversation should end here. Should you encounter any trouble, you need only call my name. However, given that you are traveling with Cloud Retainer...
Everyone! I think Granny is finally beginning to remember her past.
Slowly now. Calm your mind and...
A long time ago, I stayed here to recuperate from my illness.
Huh. So what Xingqiu said was true! You did fall ill! Was that why you went into hiding?
I don't remember. I'm very sorry, but I can't even remember the name of my illness. The only thing I can remember, I was confined to my room in Wangshu Inn, where I spent many days unconscious. I'd come to... One day, I met a traveling merchant. Upon hearing of my illness, he sold me a bottle of soul-revitalizing tea. He told me that the pills were concocted using Adepti blood.
Wait, but if your illness remained dormant for several decades, and it was all thanks to the pill?
I'm sorry, I don't...
Hey, you're not useless. You've done so much for me. Watch me grow up.
Oh, fret not, dear child. Granny was just a bit frustrated.
The recovery of a person's memories is a gradual process.
Next location. There isn't really a landmark there. After all, if she...
thyself. Chip on up.
Hard-hitting it. Let the magic begin.
Frost is coming!
Becomes the hunted.
Do you remember anything about this place?
Let me think. I feel like I've been here before, but I don't think I stayed here too long.
Got it. That's okay.
Wait a second. If I remember correctly, I believe I brought... Ah, yes, I brought some sweet...
Sure.
Go on, take some. You need to eat a lot if you want to grow big and strong.
Oh, thank you. Then Paimon will help herself.
One man's stone is another man's gem.
Stabilize! Quake!
Paimon sees an abandoned house. Why don't we take a break over there?
This place...
Did you remember something, Granny?
I remember. Shuyu, this is where your father was born. It was a moonless night. I had been injured, so your grandpa was supporting me. We fled together with some being in the fog behind us in hot pursuit. I had exhausted my strength when the labor pains came on, so we took refuge in this house. Your grandpa set up a barrier outside, but neither of us knew if it could... I remember that night. I remember falling to my knees. I alone am the source of this sin. Punish me as you wish for forsaking my oath.
Sin? Oath? Did you do something wrong?
I don't know. I don't remember. I only remember praying in the darkness with all my strength. Eventually, the house was filled with the sound of my baby's first cries. That baby was your father. I remember I clutched him tight to my chest.
My dad?
He was my pride and joy, and so are you, Shuyu. You're so much like him, and I love you both so, but you're always going to be different from me. I
don't care what you might have done, Granny. You'll always be the person I love more than anything.
You're too sweet, Shuyu. I'm lucky to have you with me. If not for you, I would not have had the courage to come. All right. Let's not stand around any longer. There's one place left, yes?
If one recalls correctly, the next place should be Qingyun Peak. Yuandai, how fares your health?
I may be a bit slow, but I'll do my best to keep up. I'm sorry to keep everyone waiting.
Climb on. I shall carry you to the top. Oh, such lightness of weight.
All those who grow old grow frail in the end, do they not? First, you lose your memory, then your health. Eventually, you end up losing everything. My only wish is to depart this world with a lucid mind, to free myself of this torment and the burden it places upon others.
Fret not. You have my aid in this endeavor.
Order guide you. Gather.
Over here! Cue the spotlight!
No rest for the wicked.
Smile!
We're finally here. Does this place feel familiar to you, Grin?
Let me see. How strange. Have I lived here before? When we were at Wangshu Inn and the abandoned house earlier, though I couldn't remember everything, I still felt a sense of familiarity. But here, I don't have that feeling. Perhaps I did come here in the past, but it just didn't leave a strong impression on me.
But did the stories get it wrong then? Yeah, that's true. But they're also the only thing we have to go off of. Paimon was hoping this place would jog Granny Yuendai's memory just like the others.
I'm sorry to disappoint you too.
It's all right. We're not going to give up yet. We'll figure something else out. Just you wait.
Thank you. If only I could remember. Huh? That way. What's that mountain?
Oh, let Paimon look! Huh? Isn't that Mount Aotsang? Looks like we've come full circle.
Mount Aotsang. Mount Aotsang.
Granny, are you okay? Don't push yourself, Granny. It's okay if you can't remember.
Mount Aotsang,
Mount Aotsang holds some familiarity to you?
It does, but I can't go back.
Are you feeling unwell?
My head, it feels all heavy and dizzy. What is wrong with me?
Cloud, Miss Xianyun, is there anything you can do?
Let us go to Mount Aotsang.
But...
Fret not, all will be well. You may leave the rest to me. I've prepared something that can aid you in suppressing the fear in your heart.
Wait, really? When did you do that?
I never leave anything to chance. All will reveal itself when we arrive. Here, this...
Huh? But isn't this the mechanism that you were tinkering with when we first...
Precisely. A recent one at that. It periodically releases a soft breeze, which when paired with a jet soothing agitation...
Whoa, what a cool gadget! We could have come to Mount Outsong right off the bat and saved time on a lot of floating!
How preposterous. Had Yuendai not recalled much of her past through her own efforts, we Adepti can only help those who first resolve to help themselves. Had she lacked such determination and strength of character...
Paimon thinks she gets it now.
As previously mentioned, a gentle adeptal tune is required to take full advantage of the mech...
Whoa, Paimon can feel what you mean!
And you, Yuendai, is the mechanism helping you to... It appears she has already succumbed to the depths of reverie.
The drought is over. But why do you look like you want to cry?
The potion. It's nearly run its course.
I've never regretted meeting you. Not even for a second.
Please. Please, no. Have you forgotten? This is the world you left behind. One of gentle breeze and morning dew, perfectly straddled betwixt the realms of heaven and earth. This is your home. This is where you belong. You should have never left. The you of the past, the...
So that is the truth. No wonder this place is so familiar.
Granny! Granny, are you okay?
Cloud Retainer.
Your memories have returned.
Wait, did you just call her by her full name? Does that mean you already knew each other?
Yes. I now remember everything.
Granny, please don't cry. I'm here.
Oh, don't worry, my dear child. Granny is fine. I'm so sorry, everyone. You've gone to so much trouble on my behalf. It's all come back to me now. The most important thing that I...
One can sense the guilt that now plagues your conscience. Reclaiming a truth long buried is...
No, it's okay. Shuyu, everyone, I cannot thank you enough for...
Please, Granny, don't force yourself. What happened in the past doesn't matter.
I know, dear child. My feelings for you are exactly the same. Some time ago, I made a terrible mistake.
Is this the sin that you mentioned in Jueyun Karst?
I am, in truth, not a human being. My real form, one that I held for centuries, was that of a wild crane. I spent many, many years living on Mount Outsong, bathing in the soft breeze and drinking the sweet dew of the mountains. At some point, I somehow gained wisdom and sentience. The Lord of the Mountain, Cloud Retainer, became aware of my existence and began to share many stories with me. She even passed on the secret of cultivation to me. Though she never took me on as a formal disciple, I always saw her as my master. Whenever she took out her tools to work on mechanisms or new inventions, I would also stand next to her and watch. I even contemplated completing my training and becoming an adeptus in my own right. I followed her teachings, and time gradually passed us by. Until that fateful day 50 years ago.
50 years ago?
That's right. Master regaled me with many stories of her past deeds. From them, I learned how she had saved people from us. She was the one I looked up to the most. More than anything, I dreamt of becoming an adeptus like her. I wanted to travel the land like she had, but I was still far from being a real Adeptus. I possessed no ability to take on human form and fit in. She warned me that the potion's effects would only last 10 years, and if I were to fail to return to my original form at the end of that time, I would forever forget my past as a crane and become something neither human.
Oh no. So that was the source of your dementia all along.
Was it because of Grandpa?
Indeed. I fell in love. Though he was human, he had spent his entire life training on Mount. Although clumsy and impulsive as he was, you'd think he was the real strange bird among the two of us. But still, just like me, he cared deeply about the world and wanted, more than anything, to cleanse it of all pain and suffering. I could not help but fall for him. But my time continued to tick away. Those 10 years passed by in a flash.
Oh no, what happened next?
I committed an offense. I wanted to stay with him, even if it meant living a life full of pain and suffering, even if it meant that I would eventually turn into a monstrosity. I knew I had betrayed Master's hopes, but I was too ashamed to face her. So I wrote her a long letter instead and asked someone to leave it outside her abode. I was convinced that she would not support my decision, and I lacked the courage to speak to her face to face. In my shame, I fled and tried to hide from the world, such that no one would be able to find me again. But that was only the beginning of my troubles. I began to suffer from a strange illness. My memories became hazy and confused, and I could no longer keep myself awake. I understood that my pain was caused by my refusal to return to the life I was fated to lead. Along with my memories as a crane, I soon forgot the true cause of my suffering as well. I knew only that I had committed a sin. All I could do was pray for forgiveness, even if I had long forgotten what needed to be forgiven. Looking back, I was beyond lucky to have come across that traveling merchant at Wangshu Inn. It was such a fortunate coincidence that we were...
Granny! What's wrong?
Coincidence? Why did I ever think it was a coincidence? Master, don't tell me. Back then...
Human custom would dictate the conferral of gifts to be in order when one's progeny is wedded, would it not? Consider the pills a symbol of one's best wishes.
So when I tried to conceal my name and mistakes from the world and hide myself away in perpetuity...
One still remembers when you were but a fledgling. You possessed a certain fondness for a particular game. You would hide yourself among a group of wild cranes, and one found you with such ease every time. 'Tis a truth most evident. One always recognizes one's own.
Oh, wait! Paimon's confused! So, Cloud Retainer, you found Yuendai again? But how? When? And what happened after that?
Perhaps it is now time for one to recount the rest. One was furious upon receiving your letter. Seized with anger, one set out to bring you to your senses. In truth, one had more than a few misgivings about your chosen partner. As an exorcist, his talent was lacking. One could hardly say his skill with sigils was any better. But soon, one came to appreciate the devotion he bestowed upon you during your illness. He never uttered a complaint and rarely left your side. Unwilling to begrudge someone of such character, one decided to overlook his aforementioned deficiencies, glaring though they may have been. Wishing to grant you a life without regrets, one gathered many divine ingredients and used one's own blood to create a form of medicine. Though imperfect, it managed to suppress the more dire effects of your illness. As for how to deliver the medicine, after much contemplation, one eventually decided to perform the deed oneself. One took great care to alter one's features and select the appropriate attire. Only after meticulous scrutiny did one finally set out for Wangshu Inn. As one expected, you were most ignorant of one's true identity. You showed not even the slightest inkling of recognition. One was quite torn. Should one have celebrated the success of one's disguise, or mourn the loss of your acquaintance?
Yeah! Yeah! Skyward! Scatter! Skyward!
Nevertheless, one would speak to you about another matter, if you are amenable. Even considering your loss of memory, one was simply flabbergasted that you could so easily forget the consequences of consuming medicine infused with Adeptal blood. Its proclivity to attract monsters is hardly that complicated of a concept to remember. To think that you tried to travel while weak from sickness and heavy with child. Had one not intervened to clear the fog, all of you would have been lost during the night.
Make way for the Adeptus! Inconsequential! Skyward! Scatter! Seize the skies!
Those monsters would hardly... Said godly remains, in turn, were likely drawn to the trace of one scent on your... One was, after all, an active participant in the Archon War. Some of the gods were likely shattered by contraptions of one's... In the end, one was relieved to see you endure through the night. At the break of dawn, one heard an infant's cry pierce through the air, and one saw you carefully cradle the child to your chest, to see you happy. Now you should have a complete understanding of the events.
Wait, but if that's true, then the crane who took care of me when I was sick must also be...
Ah, one had almost neglected to recount the absurdities of that tale. Just as Yuendai troubled one with her antics, so did you give one many a headache. Upon finding you burning with fever, one made plans to bring you back to one's abode for treatment. However, upon seeing one's form, you began to cry, refusing to get on one's back. When one asked you why, apparently you believed that one could not possibly be a true Adeptus. One had no choice but to apply powder to one's body to conceal the variegated nature of one's appearance. It bears mentioning, however, that as a crane, Yuendai was nearly entirely pure white in color. Though you had never encountered her in that form, you still recognize the essence of her being. Perhaps fate brought you two together and... Now all has been revealed. One owes you an apology, Yuan Dai. One has always viewed you as a disciple of equal standing with Ganyu and Shenhe. Indeed, one wished to bring your story to a satisfactory end with this visit to Liu. Still, one could not reveal your identity right away. Had one simply informed you of all you had lost, all those cherished memories would merely have become the fictionalized account of another. Memories are most meaningful when recalled by those who lived through them. Would you not agree? Even if the process was painful and arduous to experience.
Master, I must ask. If you found me all those years ago, why did you leave me be, even though you knew about my mistake? Why did you not bring me back to Mount Outsong by force?
One has never regarded your action as a mistake. When it is time for one's progeny to leave the nest, it is the responsibility of an elder to let them fly free. Yet, when your wings grow weary and the night grows dark, 'tis a refuge referred to by many a name in mortal writing. Home, nest, haven. One speaks, of course, of a place not unlike one's own.
Thank you.
One expects you too have sensed the rapid deterioration. 40 years ago, you chose a path without a future. Fortunately, you were able to avoid that scenario, but...
So...
One will help her reclaim...
She's gotta go back to being a regular crane, huh?
Master, you've already done more than enough. I don't know how I could possibly repay your kindness.
Not long. The transformation is imminent.
Granny, please don't leave, okay? You're all I have left.
Don't be sad, dear child. Granny has led a wonderful life. My only regret is having to leave you behind. Don't forget to eat well, okay? A growing young lady like yourself needs lots of good food to grow big and strong. Promise Granny you'll take good care of yourself when I'm gone.
I promise, Granny. I'll do whatever you say.
Good girl. Good girl. Don't worry. It's not goodbye forever. Granny's gonna become the most formidable crane in all of Mount Outsong. Granny will train day and night. I won't stop until I can turn into a human without having to rely on anything but my own power. When that day comes, we'll be able to live together again. You and I.
Good.
That's a good girl. Even though we won't see each other for a little while, as long as we both work hard, we're sure to meet again someday.
I'll eat well, Granny. I promise. And I'll wait for you, no matter how long it takes.
That's a good girl. Then Granny really has no more regrets. I'm so sorry, Master.
Xiuyu.
Let her be. At her age, crying is a natural, Tears are a necessary part of maturation. Sometimes there is scarcely a better vehicle to wash away the toll of stress, and now that the issue has been resolved, you should also take a moment to relax. Give yourself some time to rest. Take a nap if you must.
I always believed we would see each other again, that our days of separation would finally end, and all my troubles would be behind me. If only things could stay this way forever.
A nightmare? Curious. If you're relaxed, shouldn't your dreams be pleasant?
It was a good dream. It's just...
You weren't ready to wake up. Eloquent as one may be, words of comfort are not one's strong suit. You are doing all you can. One can see your strength of will, your fearlessness in the face of danger. And so, whatever your dream may be, one believes that you shall achieve it. Of course, whenever the perils you face overwhelm you, or you become weary, one is always here for you. After all, as an elder, it is only right to look out for the young ones.
Grilled chicken drumsticks. Huh? Was Paimon sleeping just now? Oh, Paimon wasn't talking to you. Paimon had a dream about eating grilled chicken drumsticks, that's all. Madam Adeptus? Oh, Shuyu, you're awake. How do you feel? I feel a little better. Thanks. I know I'll see Granny again someday, so I don't feel so sad anymore. Madam Adeptus, could I, ask you something?
Oh, and have you reasons for this sudden interest?
I know Granny thought what she did back then was wrong. She felt really bad about it. But without that mistake, I would have never... Even though Granny lost her memories, she never forgot to show me how much she loved me. So, I thought maybe one day I could become a cool Adeptus like you and help a whole bunch of people, just like Granny wanted to do.
Upon some reflection, one supposes you are no mere mortal. The fact that Yuendai's blood flows through your veins is proof enough of that.
Thank you so much, Madam Adeptus. No, I mean... Master.
Chuyu, are you sure about this? Paimon's gonna let you in on a little secret. We've seen Cloud Retainer's 2 other disciples, and they pretty much eat nothing but bitter herbs like Chinchin and violet grass. If you join them, you'll never enjoy Wanmin Restaurant's delicious cooking ever again.
How utterly preposterous. One has never enforced such a rule. Every individual must find their own path to enlightenment. So long as one retains a pureness of spirit, one's dietary proclivities are quite irrelevant.
Well, you say that, but Paimon's not seeing any tasty treats up here now, is she?
Although Mount Outsong is rich in natural beauty, Its location does preclude access to certain finer mortal comforts. That is precisely why one plans to relocate to Liyue Harbor. Shu Yu shall have the honor of becoming one's first disciple in the human world.
Whoa! You're leaving Mao Outsang?
One has never concerned oneself with the location of one's residence. From the very beginning, one has sought only solace and peace. Yet in the end, all of one's disciples ended up in Liyue Harbor. Ganyu, Shenhe, Yuan Dai, they all chose a life among the mortal world. One has reflected on this fact for many years now. One can only assume that it is due to some failing on one's part as an elder or master. A failing, perhaps, of recognizing what it was they truly wanted. One is most curious as to what aspect of Liyue Harbor could have enticed them to remain there. One could hardly offer an opinion on the matter, but perhaps some time in the harbor will prove instructive. Why are you all so silent?
Paimon is, just a bit shocked, that's all. So, does this mean we can grab a meal together in Liyue Harbor sometime?
One has precious little time to squander. However, if one finds oneself otherwise unoccupied, one would not be opposed to the idea. One will be assuming the identity of a human while residing in Liyue.
Don't worry, we'll help you keep it a secret. So, when can we expect to start seeing you in the city?
Perhaps in 2 days' time. One has some matters to see to before one's departure. Preparation is the key to success, after all. One has already picked out a handsome property near Chu.
Seems like you've really thought of everything. Then how about we meet up in Liyue Harbor?
A sensible plan. See you then. Oh, also, why don't you take this suspensus somnia mechanism as a souvenir? Anytime you should feel ill at ease in the future.
Awesome! Hey, didn't we promise Xingqiu that we'd tell him what we found out? By the way, Shuyu, we have a friend who helped us learn a lot of information about your grand...
Sure, I don't think Granny would mind. As long as you don't tell a whole bunch of people. I don't think she'd want too many people to know. They might go to Mount Outsong and start bugging her about it.
No worries, our friend can keep a secret. So, about your move to Liyue Harbor, you gonna...
I have left an explanatory note in my abode. Considering their recent penchant for going off on private escapades, however... Your concerns are excessive and unfounded. This is what...
To be quite honest, in what way are any of these ordinary? Every single item here could be worth more than everything I own. I have to be careful.
We're here, Clow. Miss Shen...
Ah, perfect timing. This ignoramus is questioning the authenticity of my wares. I'll have you know, these items have remained untouched in my personal collection for...
Several...
Indeed. They're family heirlooms, you see.
Yep, they've
Hear that? Had I not found myself in need of Mora, I would scarcely have had the heart to part with them. Doubt their authenticity any further, and I may
Whoa, 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 whoa! Please don't go! I apologize for any insult, miss. You see, I know full well that I lack the knowledge to judge the
An expert, you say? Very well. I will wait for a little while longer, then. Traveler, Paimon, this is my new residence. If you have cause to seek my company in the future, this is where you can...
Master! Oh, it's you two again.
Shiryu! You got a new outfit!
Mm-hmm. Master made it for me. I like it too.
Huh? You know how to make clothes?
Do I know how to make clothes? With the support of the proper mechanism, sewing is hard.
Master, I brought in most of my stuff. There's a few boxes left, but they're kind of heavy, so I just left them outside.
Fret not. I shall help you move them into your room.
Actually, I should probably, sort through my...
It appears my young apprentice has her... Now, this expert you mentioned, when can we expect their arrival?
Soon. Ah, there he is. Here, allow me to make some introductions. This is Mr. Zhongli, a well-respected consultant at Wangshang Funeral Parlor. And Mr. Zhongli, this is Miss Shen Yun. She's the one who's looking to sell the collection of valuables at...
If it isn't Miss Shen Yun. It has been quite some time since our last meeting.
Indeed, most serendipitous. Have you been faring well as of late, Mr. Zhongli?
Quite well, thank you. I was fortunate enough over the past few days to enjoy both a stroll in the mountains and a fresh brew of tea from the most recent harvest.
Huh. So you two are already acquainted?
Indeed. How fortunate we are that fate has brought us together again.
You are too kind, Mr. Zhongli. True collectors pride themselves on their wealth of knowledge and eye for detail.
Why, you flatter me, Miss Shen Yun. It would seem that you are as self-effacing as ever.
Not at...
While I am loath to butt into this conversation, you two already knew each other, and you seem to have quite a cordial relationship. Can I be...
A preposterous accusation! The heavens themselves would collapse before we would conspire to do such a thing.
Miss Shen Yun speaks the truth. Contracts are built on honesty and trust.
Say no more. Let us depart.
I jest. What fool would still harbor doubts after Mr. Zhongli himself has vouched for the goods? Miss Shen Yun, wait! I deeply apologize for doubting you. So, Mr. Zhongli, could you please give me a final verdict on the...
There is no cause for concern. They are indeed rare and precious valuables. Take this mechanism, for instance. The same can be said for this one here. Few could hope to possess an item that so perfectly blends mechanical wonder. I am sure you have heard from your travels that the study of mechanisms is among the most wondrous arts in this world.
All right. Then, in that case, Miss Shen Yun, I'll take the lot.
The Northland Bank?
Zhongli!
My friends, have you been doing well?
We've been great! How about you? Paimon didn't know you were such a busy consultant!
My days have been quite pleasant as well. As for you, Miss Shen Yun...
I must say, the name Shen Yun sounds...
Whatever for. Am I not addressing you as a...
Well, that is true. Alas, refer to me however you will.
It would seem that you have gained many valuable insights over the years.
One has indeed. One's previous stays were all brief. Now that one has... This city is much...
Not unlike the ocean tides, so too shall the movement of people ebb and flow.
Alright, that's enough reflection for one day. No need to get all sentimental on us.
You make a valid point, Paimon. Now that the sale has concluded, what say one plays the host as we try some specialty dishes together?
Perhaps you have forgotten, Cloud Retain.
Oh?
It was a reunion between friends.
Hardly. It is settled then. Bamboo one has already passed.
It should be a most splendid.
Shu Yu, come now, it is time to dine. Ah, this gentleman over here is Mr. Zhang Li. He is,
A humble employee of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Nice to meet you too, Mr. Zhongli.
That should be everyone, right?
Sounds good. Actually, Master, have you ever tried Adeptus' temptation? I heard it's impossible to stop eating after even just one bite.
That sounds rather implausible. Although with the right preparation...
Huh? Why are you all walking so fast? Hey, wait for Paimon! Hey, wait up!
Ad Ast. Thank you for Ad Ast.
Should I say? Try something new at the Wanmin restaurant.
I just like to make people smile.
choosing Komonia Express.
Welcome to Chioria Boutique.
My store is offering the latest in fashion. Come and have...
Surprise! Over here!
Let's get down to business. There's more!
Say cheese! Breaking news! Step on us! Surprise! Be amazed! I am the cutting edge of fashion!
I await your instruction.
My lucky day!
Sakura swirl!
It's my lucky...
Step on up! Over here!
Berry.
Hold that pose! Hard-hitting exclusive! Surprise!
keep an eye on you.
Hit!
Let's get down to business.
Over here!
More!
Yeah!
My blade!
You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer. You've been a naughty boy.
Zip on up!
Smile!
Right to you!
Delicate as silk.
Sure.
Stabilize!
Cue the spotlight! Surprise!
Just as I expected.
Step on us!
Solidify! Rise!
One man's stone is another man's gem. Certainly worth the extra mile.
Crumble!
Oh, so this is what you like? Oh, so this is what you like?
Say cheese!
This is order.
I am the cutting edge of fashion. Hard-hitting exclusive!
Smile!
Be amazed! Over here!
I will have order.
Say cheese!
Breaking news!
Stabilize.
Surprise! Delicate as silk. Let the magic begin!
This is order.
I am the cutting edge of fashion. Shoot bomb!
Order guide you. Solidify.
Zip on up!
Just as I expected.
Surprise!
Rise! Crumble! Rise! Crumble!
Yeah?
The handiwork. All right. Though I've made much better myself. It's not so much.
Company, fall in! Rally!
One man's stone is another man's gem.
Stabilize! Press the advantage! Advance! This is order! Solidify!
Hard-hitting exclusive! Smile!
I will have order!
Replicate! Scatter!
Stabilize! Rally! Pull in!
Lend me a hand.
Gather! Order guide you!
Shoot!
Charge! Press the advantage!
Delicate as silk.
Oh, so this is what you like?